We're my boat, babe. Congratulations to the Commodore and all of the sailors, wishing you a successful event.
The road to progress is paved with purpose, and in Exuma, Bahamas Striping Group of Company Way, we're transforming communities with safer, smoother, and stronger roads. This isn't just infrastructure, it's empowerment, it's jobs, and it's a better future for Exumians. Bahamas Striping, we're paving the way forward.
Are you straight?
Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you went on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
So I'm standing here at the Islander B apparel tent that they've got set up here at the National Family Island Regatta here in Exuma. I'm standing here with this beautiful lady. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. Islander B, they were a major sponsor in this year regatta, and make introduce yourself to our viewers, and then also tell me a little bit about what you guys have to offer.
Okay, I'm Martha Wallace, and I'm the managing director of Janae's Uniform Center. But my daughter, I often after her father, and she loves the sailing. And she got on to Dallas and she said, listen, I want to do something. I guess she wanted to make a difference, especially, and I try to encourage her, as most young persons, sailing being now named the national sports. And if we can get more youngsters involved, I say hats off to them. So anyhow, Janae has designed her own Islander B brand. Of course, you know I'm Islander as well. But she said she's Islander B, and I'm proud of her that she was able to design these various designs, the mugs, the hats, the bags, also this year's National Family Island Regatta shirt. And she's doing an awesome job. I say come on down to the tent where you can get your primary sponsorship shirt, and you can be able to keep that because it has a very good quality, the rash guards this year. And I say thank you for allowing us to help out build the economy of Exuma.
Yes, thank you so much. As y'all can see, I've even got my shirt on. It's personalized, got my name on it and everything, the entire media team. And so we want to say a special thank you to you guys for all that you have done on behalf of Commodore Dallas. Just want to thank you again, and we hope we can partner with you guys more in the future.
Okay, I'm sorry Janae is not here, but I will tell her. She's doing an awesome job, and
Yes,
she has a passion for sailing.
That's amazing. Really quickly, just give our viewers any contact information for those watching that they want to find out exactly where to find you guys on the site. What can I let them know?
Come on down to Janae's Uniform Center on Chesapeake Road. You'll find all of the Islander B products there. And our phone number is 394-8385. That's 394-8385. I was giving my cell phone number a minute ago. But 394-8385, Janae's Uniform Center on Chesapeake Road. You can find all of the Islander B products.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope I did okay.
If you're from or living in Exuma, you know a few things that other people don't know.
You know Exuma is quite possibly the most beautiful water on the planet.
Every shade of blue in the color spectrum makes up the colors of our waters, and the marine life living inside of them is unmatched.
You know about the swimming pigs at Big Major Key, the Thunderball Grotto, the hundreds of keys,
the white powder sandbanks and beaches.
You also know that the capital, Georgetown,
is home to some of the most picturesque views in the Caribbean. The hilltop view of the world-famous Elizabeth Harbor from the historic St. Andrew's Anglican Church is an iconic Bahamian image.
But there is one more thing you know. You know our Exuma can use a bit of cleaning up. Let's do our part, Exuma. Let's make Exuma the envy of our country, not just because of the natural beauty, but because we keep her beautiful.
Good afternoon, race fans, and welcome back to the 69th Annual National Family Island Regatta being held on Elizabeth Harbor in Georgetown, Exuma. We're getting set up for the finale of the A-Class. A-Class normally scheduled to be the last race of the day. However, the race committee, for whatever reason, decided to flip-flop, so we're going to have A-Class next, and then the B-Class. I'm Stafford Captain Plug Patterson, here with my co-hosts for this A-Class race, Rhiannon Thomas. Filled in on the B-Class yesterday and did a magnificent job, so we brought her back for the big boys, the A-Class. How's it going, Rihanna? How was your E-Class race this morning?
It's good to be back here. My goodness. E-Class race this morning, yeah, very well. I placed in 8th, and so I'm not sure what I'm overall, but I know I'm top 10, so I'm pretty happy with that.
That's good. Well, I know where you are overall. You're 6th overall.
Really?
Congratulations. Congratulations on that.
Thanks. Wow, that's an accomplishment. I have to pat myself on the shoulder. That's a big deal. There were a lot of great skippers out there. Wonderful.
You and your crew did well.
Yeah, we did. Thank you, crew.
So we'll set the starting lineup for you here in a moment. We do have a couple of boats that are not sailing. We have the Ed Sky, last year's defending champion, out with a cracked mast after the first day of sailing. And the Running Tide is also not a non-starter today.
Yeah.
So, Rhiannon, you want to go ahead and set up the starting positions on the line here for us?
Sure, yeah. So right now, at the moment, our number 1 is Silent Partner. Number 2 is going to be Rough Justice, and this is the starting line. These are the positions of the starting line. You've got New Courageous, number 3, Good News, number 4, Captain Jean, number 5, New Legend, number 6, and Tidal Wave, number 7. Now, Tidal Wave is the one that tore their sail on the first day, was it?
Yes.
They got a prize stuck in.
I think that's correct. They ended up with a 3rd place, almost took 2nd.
Yeah, that was really, really great to watch.
It was a great thing to watch. Race committee says 3 minutes to start. Got quite the spectator fleet out there for the big boys, the A-Class, 28-foot length overall.
Conditions are pretty much the same as yesterday, I'd say, right? Maybe a little less, and it seems to have clocked a little more to the south from yesterday. I feel like they were a little, maybe, yeah.
Definitely a slight change in the wind direction. As far as the velocity, it's been up and down a bit today, at least from the booth here.
Yeah.
During the, I think it was the Ministers Challenge Cup race, it seemed to drop off a little bit, but it's come back up.
Yeah, we had somebody sink out there, didn't we? Did you see what happened there?
I did not get to see that.
Yeah, bummer. Yeah.
So we're getting close to the start of the A-Class race here. The A-Class race today is sponsored by Commonwealth Brewery. This is a Commonwealth Brewery Cup race, sponsored by Collect, I guess you could say. They have multiple brands. Boats getting lined up and in position behind the start line. Had one latecomer, but I think they've got their anchor down now.
Yeah, I wonder, I didn't really notice when I was out there watching the C-Class this morning how shifty, but if it was anything like it was in the February Point this morning for us, it was very shifty winds, and I mean, that's when you really, again, have to be on your game and read the wind and look for the puffs and just, you know, not find yourself caught in a hole or a lull or...
That's definitely part of the tactics, is to find the best pressure, is the expression we use.
I feel like I've been very, very mentally challenged, and I'm actually glad it's almost over. It's a real bittersweet. You know, I'm here watching all these boats being pulled out as we're waiting for the A-Class to start, and you know, we look forward to it for so long, and you boys have worked so hard on the boats, and everybody has worked really hard. So it's kind of, you know, to see them being shipped up and, you know, packed up and shipped away again, and it's
Little
kind of
melancholy, eh?
little melancholy, yes.
Well, don't worry, there'll be another regatta
There
soon
will.
enough.
Well, let's hope we can all be there for that. You never know.
We definitely got the Long Island Regatta coming up over Labor Day weekend.
Yes, that's right. So we got everybody on the line here now. We've got
7 boats on the line.
7 on the line.
I think I'm still seeing the 200-foot marker buoys, which the race committee will need to remove before the boat starts so they don't get tangled up in them. New rule for this year, maximum of 200 feet for your anchor away from the start line.
For us, it was really helpful too. I mean, you knew at that marker you had 200 feet, and for me personally, I only have 50 feet of rope, so it was a good indication of, you know, because sometimes when you get on the line like that, the nerves are kicking in, and, you know, you're not always making wise decisions as to where you need to be or want to be on the starting line.
All right, so we got our final boat, the 7th boat, dropping their anchor and about to drift back into position. Be a couple more minutes here.
They've done this regatta. They've done great on starting on time and keeping things organized. I mean, we had the back-to-back sea this morning.
Yes, the race committee is doing a fantastic job. It's a very, very, very challenging position. Commodore Dallas is doing a wonderful job with his team.
You know, I remember when I first met them, it was in Harbour Island in about 2008 or so, and they had the boys with them, and it was their first regatta, and they were just like, you know, not really sure what to do. We're just here to sail. So to watch them have come from that to this is really, truly wonderful.
It surely is.
Yeah.
So while we have a moment here, I'd like to give a shout out to the entire race committee for the 69th annual National Family Island Regatta, otherwise known as the National Championships. So we got Dallas Knowles as the Commodore of the Regatta and the Principal Race Officer, PRO, assisted by Clyde Rowe, Stafford Armbruster, Robert Rowe, Demetri Smith, Ricardo Rowe, Dave Moxie, Ezra Kemp, Derek Moxie, Michael Knowles, Sandy Trico, Marissa Ferguson. They folks have been doing a wonderful job, that's for sure. Also seeing a little bit of action in this regatta is the protest committee. You hope you never have to see him, but occasionally is necessary. So the protest committee is headed up by Luke Bethel, Chief Protest Officer, assisted by Cecil Smith, Dwayne Higgins, Gerard Moxie, Larry Bastian, and our appeals judge, if needed, is Reg Smith.
Yeah. Yeah, that can't be an easy job. My goodness.
It's not. Also a shout out for any of the other volunteers. It takes a village to do a successful regatta like this. I'm sure there's other people that have assisted and are not on my list. So a big thank you to all the organizers and volunteers for this regatta.
Absolutely. And the booths and everybody working the grounds here, everything was just wonderful. Every year, you said this was your 25th consecutive regatta. What are your thoughts on your first one versus this one? I know we've come a long way because I've been with you on some of the first ones, and it was quite an eye-opener.
Well, for me, the difference between that first regatta on the Abaco Rage in 1998 and now here in 2025 in the broadcast booth, really can't compare them. But I'll tell you what, as a group, we came here in April of 1998. And we didn't know hardly anything about sloop sailing.
Yeah, so we just had a cannon there.
Okay, 1 minute gun has fired.
The 1 minute gun has gone, yeah.
Hope you've got your cold beverage ready. The action is about to heat up. If you're on the app, go into the chat, the live chat, drop us a comment. Let us know what's your favorite boat and where you're viewing from. People one silent partner.
So we've probably got about 30 seconds to go here before kickoff.
Crews have the anchor ropes in their hand. The blood is pumping.
It sure is.
This is the finale for the A-class race. The third of 3 points races. We're waiting for the starting gun. Watching the committee boat, waiting for that puff of smoke from the cannon.
Look at everybody just set up, ready to go. Okay.
Crews are ready.
Ooh, all
There
right,
goes
there's
the
some
gun. And we're
pulling
off.
going on.
Hoist and go, fellas. Crush up them seas. Heave ho.
Okay.
Hoist and go. Let's go racing, boys. Sail coming up on Silent Partner.
That's Silent Partner, and they
Yes.
went off to
Going
to
off
the
from
port.
the number 1 position.
Oh, no.
Sail on the other end of the line going up. Looks to be tidal wave.
Yeah, and Silent
More
Partner
sails
went
coming
right
up.
over.
Yep. Rough Justice sail coming up. Bearing off to port.
Pat, is that Pat that look? Gene.
Pat Smith
Pat
on the
Jean,
tiller of Captain
Gene.
Gene.
Has having a little bit of trouble, or all right, it seems to be going up now. That's good.
Silent
Okay.
Partner, as they're allowed to do starting from the number 1 position, has gone off on port tack.
Yep.
All other boats must start on starboard tack. Once they get established, they can tack over to port immediately if they
When they
wish.
can.
But
When they can.
They must start on starboard.
Yeah, somebody needs a good trim there. I think it's Captain Gene, but everybody else looks to be in a good good starting position here.
No tangle
No
ups in the
tangle
start.
ups. Oh, gracious, yeah.
That's what we all hope for.
That was quite a bad one at the Minister's Cup. I don't know if you saw it with
Yes, I think there were 2 or 3 boats got tangled.
masts, top of the masts tangled. It was pretty.
We
Okay,
got-
so
we got another boat tacking over.
that would be 18.
I think that might be Courageous. Or no, I think that may be Rough Justice. Dark hull. Can't see the sail number from here.
Yeah,
I
I'm gonna
think
get
that
you
is Rough Justice.
binoculars if they're still here.
2 boats over to starboard. 5 boats to port.
Somebody's sail is going down. That dark hull there. They look to be standing in the water. They're still in the water.
I think that's good news.
Oh no. That's that's Sheldon. Oh, Eric Taylor. Okay, no, Eric Taylor, yeah. Yeah, they looked. It looks like a man over. No. Anyway, they don't seem to be moving forward here. They might be having some problems with their halyard, and they're going down with the sail. That's good news.
Sail coming down.
Wow, hopefully they can get it sorted out and continue on with the race. Did they say why? Did they answer any? Oh, A1. Okay, that's New Legend.
That's a New Legend sail, but it's a dark hull. The New Legend is a white hull.
Yeah. That's a great way to really confuse me. I'm sure you too.
We've had that in several of the classes this regatta where people have used sails from a different boat. It can be confusing.
I think the audience is pretty patient and can understand that somewhat. Okay, well, they're back up. The good news is that they're back up and sails are up and underway. So
On your screen, you got the Rough Justice number 10.
all right, they've got a nice lead there.
Oh, we got a couple boats that went over to the right. Silent Partner went over to the right.
Right, that's
And
also
they're-
confusing.
We can't
Yes.
see them because they're behind the freight boats.
You're right. This is when we rely on the drone like that. There you go.
Great shot from the drone.
Oh, and then we lost it.
Skyborn, go tidal wave. Drop us a comment in the chat section. Your favorite boat, where you're viewing from.
So we're just about to lose sight of the number 2.
Number 10, that's number 10
no,
there.
second boat in line.
Number 2 would be Courageous.
Right.
Rough Justice, sailing across your screen.
New Courageous. Yeah, they weren't able to finish yesterday, were they, New Courageous?
No, they were not. I think they had a sail rip.
Or come apart from the end of the boom or something, yeah. So yeah, they've just gone out of sight here, and we've got the
Captain Gene, number 71.
yeah.
That distinctive swoopy bow.
It was funny to hear Mark Knowles' interview with about skippering on Captain Gene, you know, and the interviewer said, you know, so what's Pat's boat like? And he said, well, that's Pat's design, so I'm not really sure what they meant by that, but
Don't hold him responsible if it doesn't do well.
And
even
Pat,
though he's skippering.
like Pat said yesterday, he's a new skipper. This is all new to him, and hey, kudos to new skippers. That's what I say.
Absolutely.
So everybody, well, we got one more boat that's hasn't tacked over yet. Everybody else is gone. A lot of spectators out. It's great. I guess it is Saturday, so.
It is
there's
Saturday. It's the final day of the regatta, and the vibe in the regatta park is definitely amping up.
Yeah.
So I think on our screen we're seeing number 1 and number 2.
And can we tell same positioning? Remember yesterday we were trying to figure out who is that? Oh, right, the mark.
Windward marker coming into view.
Yeah, I remember yesterday's race, we thought we knew who the leader was, and all of a sudden it was somebody else. And I think we had three different leaders of the race yesterday in the B class.
During last year's Best of the Best, they used some new technology called a tracker by putting a little beacon on board a few of the boats.
Yeah.
And they were able to overlay that on the screen. Be nice to have that for this regatta next year.
Yeah, that must be really helpful, and for skippers to as well, myself included, to see your course and to see kind of how straight of a line you're in, because as you move the tiller, you're putting brakes on these boats. I mean, I had a new idea yesterday, and it worked out very well, just to slowly move the tiller instead of you got a big piece of wide rudder that's just acts as a brake.
Experience is definitely a good teacher.
Yeah, for sure. All right, so who's that last in our view here? Just heading out towards that's Captain Jean. Okay.
Captain Jean, 71, heading to the windward marker. You got a drone shot going here. Ava, let's go silent partner. David Harding, let's go rough justice. Keep them coming, folks.
Yeah.
That's the good news. Number 6, making her way up to the windward marker.
Okay, that's yeah.
That'd be the 7th boat. They're all out of view of the naked eye here in the broadcast booth, but we can see on the screen. Good news, making her way to the windward marker. Not a large sail, probably a medium large. Still just a bit too much wind for a large sail.
Yeah, last race. No, sorry, no, we don't. We have the B class as well, don't we?
The B class.
They switched it around on us, didn't they? Do you know why they decided to do the A class before the B this afternoon?
Don't. We were speculating that perhaps the PM and some others had to leave later on in the evening, and they want to make sure they catch the big boys.
Right.
Everybody comes out to watch the A race.
Yeah.
Good news. Heeled over pretty heavy.
Oh yeah, that's a big puff. Wow. Get her down, boys.
Coming back upright.
Eric Taylor, he's the young skipper, right? He's fairly...
Which one?
Eric Taylor.
Eric Taylor, I do not know him personally.
Yeah, no, I don't. There's so many faces and so many names, but I've really enjoyed getting to know them and getting feedback and ideas, and they're really encouraging to give their information, give their knowledge, share that with others.
All right, we'll wait for the drone to get up. We can see what's going on at the windward marker.
Yep.
Meanwhile, we've still got a few small boats here waiting to be hauled out of water at the freight dock. C-class boats are all finished. E-class is all finished. So the crane operator's busy slinging them out of the water and putting them on the trailers.
Yeah, because a lot of these mail boats leave after the awards ceremony, don't they? A lot of them head back to...
They're anxious to get going.
Yeah.
You want to have your stuff packed up properly and on board before the presentation this evening.
Yeah.
Which I think is at 7:30. I'll have to double check the schedule.
I'm not sure. And they they're so delicate. These boats are so delicate, and you have to treat them like a baby. And shipping is always very concerning because sometimes the weather and sometimes they fall. There's just so much that can happen.
Accidents do happen in shipping. You always keep your fingers crossed that your boat gets to regatta and then back home safe and sound in one piece. Yep.
Yeah.
Here's the drone up.
Oh, here we go. Okay.
All right.
Great. Let's figure
we
this out.
got 3 boats in the middle of the screen closing in on the windward marker.
Have you got sight of the windward marker?
Windward marker's over here.
Okay. Okay. Good.
I
Yeah.
think
Great.
that's what it
yeah.
is.
No, that looks about right. Okay, so we got 3 coming in on and they're leaving this to port. No.
They will leave this to port.
They'll leave this to port.
Then they'll run down to the leeward marker and leave that to starboard. Then they will go upwind a second time, leeward a second time, windward a third time, and then finish from the third windward rounding over the dock here. So positions 1, 2, and 3 coming in on the windward marker. Boats 4 and 5. Well, the boat on the left side of your screen. Let's see how much speed she has, if she can get up in the mix.
They all look like they're laying their mark well. Nobody.
Boat on the bottom right would be in 5th place. Looking for a clean marker rounding here, Rhiannon, without any contact with the buoy or any other boats.
Yeah, there was a lot of that this weekend. Well, I think every regatta there probably is, but. Okay, so are they leave?
That's
Okay.
a white hull coming around in 1st place. I think that may be New Legend. I cannot confirm that because I'm unable to see the sail number. Definitely Silent Partner coming around a marker in 3rd. Actually, I think New Legend may be in 2nd place, but I cannot see sail numbers from here. Very tight rounding between the top 3 boats.
Followed
Silent
closely.
Partner coming off to the left there with that distinctive Lundy Robinson logo. Looking to see if he can get around the boat across the marker in number 2 position.
It's New Courageous? 02, well, 2 is their sail number, isn't it?
02 is Courageous.
Oh, wow, this is a great.
I think that's
Tidal wave is, you're right, you can't go with the sail numbers right now, can you? Because, you know, they're swapping and switching and.
on the bottom center of your screen. Silent Partner, Buzzy Roll, neck and neck with the boat just to their immediate left. 3rd and 4th positions around the windward marker.
Okay, this is
This is
that's
Courageous,
New
1st
Courageous for
place.
sure. Yeah,
Yes.
I see Derek back there. Wow, well
New
done,
Courageous. Stefano Kemp on the tiller.
Yeah, excellent. Stefano, of course, our sail maker here. So
Buzzy Roll, skippering Silent Partner. Pushing, inching into 2nd position.
and then next to him on his, on the lee of him is,
Cannot see the sail number, darn it.
Yeah, I just lost it.
All right, folks, I think our boats are pretty much clear of the windward marker. Heading down to leeward to complete the 1st lap. A little bit of tight action there on the windward marker with several boats in close proximity. Same thing can happen on the A-class boats.
Oh my goodness, I could imagine even more so.
Just even more so.
I remember that happening with the Abaco Rage too, when we were so new at this thing, and we just. Okay, so we're going to assume that that's New Legend because that's, oh, I mean, that's his sail number, and hopefully he hasn't switched in.
3rd place, New Legend. 2nd place, Silent Partner. They are 2nd place and 3rd place between New Legend and Silent Partner. Meanwhile, Courageous holding on to a lead. Silent Partner charging up from behind. And you notice the Silent Partner is out to the side as opposed to being immediately behind Courageous, the lead boat.
Yes.
The rules do not allow betting, it's called. You cannot be immediately behind the stern of the boat in front of you.
Right. For those who don't know, you're taking their wind and you're giving them. But I mean, I'm still learning the rules and regular. You know, there's quite a few rules in sailing, and a good time to not learn them is when you're amongst, you know, arriving to the mark and there's several boats around you. There's quite a bit.
Not a good time to be studying the rules, no.
Or sometimes you know the rules, but you just forget because the tension. You know, you don't want to hit anybody and you don't want to hit the marker and you just want to stay clear. But you want to also know who's got right of way, and sometimes in a situation it's not always the starboard boat. It's the one that's closest to the mark, or so.
When we're done here this afternoon, I'll give you my rule book.
Okay. It'll probably end up on my shelf like all my other books. Trial and error as well. Trial and error.
Knowledge of the rules is critical in this sailing because the port starboard, which is primary, and the windward leeward, which comes after that,
yeah,
you really need knowledge of how that works to avoid collisions, accidents, and penalizing, getting a penalty.
Absolutely. All right, they're pretty much almost coming into our view now. The top 3 boats still remaining in the same position, it looks like, right?
I think so, yep. See them there between the freight boats.
New Courageous,
Here
Stefano up front. Great race, Stefano. Stefano did some work on my sail recently, and
yeah, he's done some sails for us too.
yeah.
So Courageous, Silent Partner immediately behind. Out to their left, New Legend, taking a different line to the leeward marker.
New Legend, that's David. David Knowles at
David Knowles, yep. One of the Knowles brothers. Silent Partner with a first in the Cup race, a second on Thursday, a second yesterday. Needs a good finish if they're going to pull off the national championship win here in Georgetown, Exuma.
Yeah, and with that lead boat, New Courageous, what did they do? The 5th in the Cup race was an 8th in the first series.
New Courageous, 5th on the Cup race, 8th on the first series race, 7th on the second series race, holding a lead now over Silent Partner. Five boats in.
Look at the comments. Got a lot of people
on the shout-outs. Ava, let's go Silent Partner. Neva Bethel, let's go Silent Partner. Richardson, Tidal Wave. Lysandra, Captain Jean. Oh, she's saying Captain Jean have number 10 Rough Justice sail. We have to look at that. Ava, bring it home to Black Point. Nicole from Staniel Key, let's go Tidal Wave. Donna Lowe, New Legend. Penny Nixon, Tidal Wave. Isaac Fox, Tidal Wave's in first, not Courageous. We'll check that. Let's go Legend, David.
All right, well, we've got 5 in view now with 2 remaining. Back in the lead still looks to be the same, huh? New Courageous out front and Buzzy close behind, probably 2 boat lengths behind. And then followed by Silent Partner, correct? In third, sitting in third right now?
Silent Partner's in second.
Second. Excuse me, I'm not Silent Partner.
See that logo?
Yeah. I didn't call it a logo yesterday, did I, apparently?
You call it something else.
So, embolism. I called it a... Hey, I think that was the first time I messed up. I didn't do so bad. I'm pretty happy.
Don't beat yourself up about it.
Right, exactly. Oh. Yeah, this is a great. So they haven't really lost much position on the other.
No, I think we may have misidentified the boat that's holding on to first place, because Courageous is a dark hull. This is a light-colored hull. Not seeing the sail number.
Can we get a position on the first boat if possible?
We'll get them when they go around the leeward marker.
Okay. So, well, we know definitely Silent Partner second.
So your top 3 right on your screen, one behind the other.
Okay, they're all in view now with us out front. So New Legend is a dark hull. So okay.
No, New Legend is a light-colored hull.
Russ just.
Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave. Tidal Wave.
I stand corrected. Tidal Wave out front.
Out front.
Followed by the Silent Partner, 2 Exuma boats.
Oh, there you go. That's great. Brooks. Yeah, I remember Brooks Miller when we first did our regatta here. Brooks has been around for a really long time.
So Tidal Wave flying a borrowed sail from the Rough Justice. Tidal Wave normally number 16.
Yeah, he went around and Buzzy's just gone around.
81. Silent Partner coming around in second. A close third, I think, is the New Legend.
The New Legend.
All top 3 boats clear of the leeward marker. Sheeting in, heading up to Stocking Island to the windward marker for the second time. It's like Captain Jean in fourth. Rough Justice immediately behind them, also with a number 10 on their sail. Gene in 4th, Justice in 5th. 6th place. Getting ready to go around the marker now. That must be the Courageous. No sail number.
The Courageous, and then quite a few boat lengths in the back there is Good News.
Thank you. Good News bringing up the rear. Windy, windy, windy. That's how you could sum up this regatta. I see lots of white caps out there. We also got lots of spectator boats too today.
We've had one boat that's tacked over. Everybody else seems to be staying on the tack they rounded the mark on.
It's like the 4th place boat is tacked over.
Everybody else is feeling obviously confident and not in anybody's bad air, and is going to stay on that tack for as long as they can, because as you know, tacking takes away speed from the boat. And these big boys, you know, you reduce lots of speed when going in a tack. So the idea is to tack as little as possible.
Absolutely. Tacking takes time. And
energy from the crew. I mean, to get those prize, you know, to get them off the prize into the boat, prize back out again, bodies back out. It's a lot of physical. Okay, somebody has just, the dark blue hull has just gone up, tacked over. That's good news.
Good news. Getting a good puff of wind. Crew out in the prize, bringing it down.
So, and then here we go. Some.
Bowman right up front, making the calls. Meanwhile, silent partner.
Yeah. Still, yeah, that bowman, boy, I tell you, the bowman and the skipper, the only way it's going to be a successful race for any boat is to have the communication with the bowman. I mean, your bowman is key. Your bowman are your eyes for a lot of the, you know.
Critical position. Very important.
I mean, it sometimes feels like you're going in blindfolded. You could literally close your eyes and just go with what your bowman says, because you can't see the markers. You cannot see the boats in front of you.
You have to have a good relationship with your bowman.
Absolutely, and that's what makes a great, successful boat and crew.
Joseph saying, "Let's go tidal wave and silent partner." So 1, 2, 3, tidal wave, silent partner, new legend. We had a little confusion because of the borrowed sail with the wrong number on it.
Yeah, so forgive us.
Bring it home to the Keys.
Good News is just tacked over there. It's good knot.
Sheila looking for silent partner to pull out front.
And nobody's really close that they're having the tacking wars that we've seen a lot of this week with the, you know, the boats that were so close together.
A tacking duel in the A-class would be extremely difficult to pull off.
Very difficult. But sometimes they have to, you know, but everybody seems to be fairly spread out, that there's none of that to worry about. I mean, because you got, what, 15? You can take anywhere from 15 to 18 crew on an A-class. It can get pretty crowded. That's, of course, the boat we started out on is an A-class, Stafford.
It sure is.
Good old Abaco Rage.
She may be coming back next year under new ownership.
Under new, yeah, wouldn't that be great? You know, I was sitting at the dock on Monday morning when I arrived, and watching them step the mast onto the boats with the cranes, and you look at these masts, and some of them are 60+ feet long, and the first thing I said was, wow, I don't miss the A-class, having an A-class. But it just, when you look at them close up, they're really quite powerful beasts. And then to watch that mast come down yesterday, oof.
Yeah,
so
the rules stipulate an overall mast length of 64 feet maximum on the A-class, and a boom length of 39. I remember measuring the Abaco Rage mast recently at 60 feet. I know when Mark Knowles built it for us, we had him build it to 62.5 feet, and it ended up being too tall. We had to cut 2.5 feet off.
Oh, don't I know about that? I just went through that this week. That seems so long ago. But it's great. I'm glad that they're getting the rules. You know, they're getting stricter with the rules and regulations because as a national sport, we
must elevate.
Absolutely, and everybody's got to play by the rules. So,
on your screen, number 6. Good news. Here we get a drone shot. Looks like the top 3.
So, of course, they're heading back up to the windward mark, which they will leave this one to...
This will be to port.
Port.
Then they will come
tack
down.
Around, come back down.
And come down to leave it more. We stupidly took lead out of the boat, made it very light and corky. And we was looking so bad on the race course that Clyde Rowe from the race committee drove up in a speedboat and said, Abaca Rage, you do not have to jibe. So
we use that quite often still, don't we?
We do, and of course, because Clyde said you do not have to jibe, we jibed. we took a fair amount of water into the cockpit and into the hull of the boat. You learn by doing.
Absolutely, learn by your mistakes. So, how's it looking over here? Still pretty much the same lead in all the boats, not like yesterday where it was one and then the other and then the other, and
I think
like everybody's holding
Tidal
their
Waves
ground.
Still out there in first place. I think.
Yeah, Tidal Waves, Brooks
Silent
Miller.
Partner still in second. Well, there's the Silent Partner for sure. We had a couple of the boats look like it was over on the right side of the course. We'll see how that plays out when they all converge on the windward marker.
Yeah.
Drop us a comment in the chat, folks. Let us know your favorite boat we are viewing the race from. We'll shout it out for you. This A-class race sponsored by Commonwealth Brewery. It's the Commonwealth Brewery Cup race. The final of 3 points races in this regatta. The 4th race in total for the A-class.
Oh, right, that's right. They've got the voting going on Facebook. You can vote for your favorite.
It's on the app.
On the
If you
app.
go to the App Store and look for the NFIR app, it's free. Go ahead and download that, open it up, and you'll see where you can vote for your favorite boat and for your favorite food service booth here at
Favorite
Regatta
stall,
Park.
Yeah. That's a great idea. That's great.
So I voted for Crybaby.
You did? Thank you. I didn't even see. I don't even have the app. I'm not very tech savvy. We'll leave that at that right there. But
Silent Partner on the outside. I think of Tidal Wave.
yeah, it's
Cannot see the sail number. That may be the legend. Boat owners,
yeah. This one doesn't have a sail number at all. So
please get your number on the sail.
yeah, it would make our lives so much easier. And then inform us if you're going to be using somebody else's sail.
That would be helpful if they would let the race committee know that, and then they, of course, could pass it on to the broadcast booth here.
True. So everybody's out of our sight right now, heading up to the windward marker, and
we get the drone up
this is the second lap, right? And then they're coming back down
to complete the second lap. Then they will do a third windward,
and then
finish over by the dock.
Yeah, that was great. We did that this morning too. We sailed in Fishing Point area, and then we were able to finish out in front of the regatta site, which is great because the spectators really love that too. And it's
that's great.
Those who can't get on the water can see it.
This is a great spectator sport, and the regatta committee, race committee, does their best to bring the racing action as close to shore as is safely possible.
Yeah. It's really fun. Stafford, have you ever done that? You ever sat on the shore and listened to the camaraderie going on the shoreline? It's pretty entertaining, actually.
I have.
I did it last year before I had bought Crybaby. Okay, so we've got an aerial going on now. Let's fill you in on what's happening here. So we got the marker on the...
There's the windward marker,
Yep.
top left side of the screen.
Top left.
Got one of the boats coming steaming in towards it. I'll assume that's the Tidal Wave. We got a report from the race committee once they get to the marker.
Gonna, yeah. speaking to Tidal Wave, a local boat here in Exuma, do you remember meeting Brooks when we first?
I honestly don't remember when we met, but
Yeah.
we've been acquainted for quite some time
Yeah.
now.
All right, yeah, and just a few boat lengths away from the marker. Again, it's hard to tell from this view, but
Coming in full speed to the windward marker for the second time.
all right, we're gonna just assume that is still Tidal Wave there. That's just tacked across.
Brooks and crew would like nothing better than a victory here in this race today.
Oh yeah, being the home boat, absolutely. Does he have a lot of the junior Exuma sailors on board?
That I do not know for certain.
Yeah.
So your lead boat, the Tidal Wave, clear of the windward marker.
With a nice lead. Followed behind with Silent Partner. That's an easy one to tell now.
Got
yeah,
a
it's
boat coming in from the right. Will they cut the two boats coming in from the left? Will somebody have to give away on because they're on port tack? Two boats on port, one on starboard. Looks like they're gonna cut.
I think they're gonna
cut the two boats.
Yeah. Yeah. Now this boat on starboard here, this would be the New Legend, right?
I think so.
Yeah. Okay, and then there's Buzzy following right behind there, just tacked over.
Silent Partner coming around the windward marker in third.
And that looks like.
And once Buzzy gets clear of the mark there, the main cheater will let the sail and the boom out. Catch the breeze. There they go.
Is that Captain Gene behind Buzzy there? No, A1. Okay, that's New Legend.
Yes.
Oh, I'm sorry. Okay.
Second place is New Legend.
New Legend.
Right at the bottom of your screen there. Third place, Silent Partner.
Oh no, somebody's dropping a sail.
We got a sail going down.
Oh no, who's that going to be then?
Somebody withdrawing from the race.
Yeah, it's so difficult to see the hulls, especially when they're in the water at this, the. Okay,
Yes.
that's Pat that's just gone around.
Captain Gene is coming around the windward marker.
So I think in front of him must be New Courageous, and I guess we're going to find out in a minute who just dropped sails there.
We will. So in first place, coming into the bottom of your screen, second place, Silent
Partner.
Third and fourth,
Okay,
clear of the
we've
windward
got some-
marker.
Okay, so New Legend just dropped her sails. David Knowles, New Legend. Wow. Because he was leading for a while there, wasn't he?
I think so. Yep.
Yeah. Oh, no.
So this is confirmed Tidal Wave flying a. No, that's A1. That's an A1 sail on a dark hull. Boy, they got us all messed up this afternoon. Definitely Silent Partner, top left of your screen.
Rough Justice has the A1 sail on. Gracious me. Okay.
So we just identified that boat at the bottom of your screen has an A1 sail. So that would be the Rough Justice.
Rough Justice. Out in the lead here?
They got us twist all around. Rough Justice holding on to
Out
first
in the
place.
lead. Oh, wow. Okay, they came from right behind. I mean, they weren't anywhere in the top three for a while there.
I think they were the one of the boats that went over to the right on the first lap.
Gotcha, out of our view, yeah. Yeah, I mean, it's anybody's game. You really, one small maneuver can really take your place, and because now we're down to 5 boats. 1,
I
2.
think several of the boats have sail borrowed, a borrowed sail on.
Oh,
Great
no,
shot
yeah,
from the
okay, there's
drone.
the 6 boat. We've got 6 boats still in the race, yeah. Okay.
Great shot from the drone here, looking down on Elizabeth Harbor. Love that aquamarine water. Lots of spectator boats out today watching the big boys. We got one more race. After the conclusion of this race, we'll have the finale for the B class. Then we'll add up all the scores and see who's national championship, wins the national championship in each class. Trophy presentation.
Tidal Wave is okay, so Tidal Wave is leading. Okay, we
Is she on the screen?
right at the bottom of the screen. Okay, so Tidal Wave is up in the lead with Brooks Miller, followed by Silent Partner, Buzzy Roll, and then
Thanks to the tech desk for helping us out there.
yeah, it really is a challenge. Oh, that was,
What the heck was that?
don't know, it was quite loud.
Coming down into view
Hopefully it
here
was
at
okay.
Regatta Park. In first place, the Tidal Wave. I think with a borrowed sail, it has a different number on it.
Yeah, Exuma's going to be excited about that if they can hold on to their lead until the finish line.
In second, Rough Justice out of Long Island with Josh Knowles on the tiller. Third place, Silent Partner. Buzzy looking to get another win. Silent Partner, winner in the Prime Minister's Cup race on Wednesday. Second on Thursday. Second on Friday. So looking at the Silent Partner scores, 2 and 2, that's a total of 4. If they could pull off a win and get 1 point, that would be a total of 5. I think they would take the national championship. But
I think they will,
they got their work cut out for them because they're currently in third. And I know if Brooks and crew on Tidal Wave have anything to say about it, Silent Partner will not be in first place.
Yeah, the camaraderie on shore versus there's not a lot of camaraderie on the water. I mean, you know, I felt it yesterday too, couple of incidences, you know, and at first I was like telling my crew, you know, just stay calm, but out on the water is a totally different game. It's a different
Tidal Wave on your
game.
screen, showing the sail set wing on wing, mainsail out to the left, jib out to the right.
Yeah.
Pushed out with what's called a whisker pole, trying to scoop up every ounce of wind coming into the sails.
Yeah, and they've got to drop that in time before they get to the leeward mark, and then they've got to bring it around to, you know, the port side, and so a lot of work for the those on doing the trimming of the sails and stuff. And these are, you know, jib's not so bad, but these mainsails, there's some very strong people out there, really.
So about a 10 boat length lead from first to. We have a correction. The sail numbers are really messing us up. That is Courageous.
New Courageous in second, right? Yeah.
Courageous with an A1 sail.
In second, followed closely behind by Silent Partner, Buzzy Roll. Okay, so Tidal Wave, New Courageous, Silent Partner. Then in the back there, it looks like Rough Justice. They're pretty easy to spot. Followed by Captain Jean.
It's Rough Justice sail number 10. Let's see what color the hull is. Currently behind that committee boat. What's going on there? Bringing in the mainsail. Okay, that's the lead boat with a different number sail. That's the Tidal Wave. Coming
Just
around
rounded the mark.
Clear the leeward marker for the second time. Tacking back up to windward for the third and final windward leg in this A-class race here this afternoon. Sponsored by Commonwealth Brewery.
And then we've got second boat just rounded the mark, heading upwind now.
Second boat is Courageous, flying a sail from a new legend. Camaraderie.
Buzzy just went around the mark. He's
Silent Partner in a close third.
And we're pretty sure this is Rough Justice sitting in fourth here. They're pretty easy to they're a black hull, I think, with a yellow stripe.
That's correct.
On the top of the hull, which is great, followed by Pat.
First, second, and third, right in the middle of your screen. Driving through the waves in Elizabeth Harbor, 6, 7 knots sometimes. When there was a dock hull that pulled off the course earlier
so
and
that
dropped their sail.
That had to have been good news
I think
then.
that was the good news, number 6. So we got the first 3 boats clear, the leeward marker. We got Captain Gene coming down the channel in 4th.
Yeah, sorry, folks, we're not doing so well in.
Yeah, with Rand, we were talking about the camaraderie amongst the sailors. We hate each other's guts when we're out there racing. But once we come ashore, we'll have a beer and laugh and carry on about.
And talk about something that may have happened. And
so with that camaraderie, you see where crews have been able to borrow a sail from a rival boat.
Absolutely.
Because Rough Justice is in the race, and they've also loaned one of their sails to the tidal wave. Tidal wave is tacked over, striving to be the first to the windward marker.
So coming up to the mark here now, Stafford. It's coming up to the mark here now.
Captain Gene.
To the leeward. No, Captain Gene has already gone over. This is the white hull coming up to.
What's the sail number on that?
Just can't see it. Oh, we've lost it. Anyway, the last boat has just rounded up, heading upwind, leaving to starboard.
Tidal wave and silent partner have tacked over.
Did we get a
green? '71, Captain Gene.
Yeah, Captain Gene is definitely. I mean, she's so distinct, right? And this.
So 5 of the 6 boats still in this A-class race, in a fairly tight group, coming up the middle, heading to that windward marker for the 3rd time.
Ah, okay.
Now here comes number 6. Good news in our view, eh?
Good news. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7. So who's sitting in 6th then? This is good news coming up and quite far behind. Obviously, you said that they dropped their sails up here earlier. I'm wondering if they had some sort of issue with their halyard or something. But
we may have confused them with Courageous.
You're right. They're quite far down.
Fuzzy Roll, skipper and silent partner, going up the middle to his leeward side. A couple other boats. Sail numbers really confusing today. Doesn't matter what number's on your sail. Where you finish is where you finish.
Yeah, without a doubt.
Looking at the shout outs. Skyborn. Yep, we know they barred sails. Ava, bring it home to the Keys. Wave and partner. Brandon, shout out for the tidal wave, Brooks Miller. Princess Leah, go partner. Rebecca Perotti. Yes, the sail numbers have messed us up here this afternoon.
Very much so, yeah. Stafford, New Legend. I don't think they pulled out. I think that was them going around the marks in 6th. Remember when they dropped sails and we thought they'd pulled out?
We'll get confirmation from the race committee when they clear the windward marker for the 3rd time.
Yeah, because at one point we thought, we know they dropped the sails and we were just assuming that they were out, and at some point that we missed, oh, look at that big puff over there as good news is rounding the leeward mark. Okay, they're back on now. Yeah, we're just waiting for confirmation on that because that sort of makes sense now. New Legend would be sitting in 6. You know, they dropped sails, probably had something with the halyard and was able to fix it and get going again.
When they get to the windward marker, Christy, be sure to give us the positions as they round the windward marker, please. Thank you.
Yeah, thanks. Doing a great job. I hope you're going to become a sailor.
Gray's Media Productions doing an awesome job bringing you this excellent coverage of the 69th Annual National Family Island Regatta.
We got two boats in our sight now. Everybody else is heading up to the windward mark, and they're going to leave that to starboard, is it? And then head down to the finish line, which is,
I think that is correct.
in front of the
Right here in front of the regatta point.
Regatta point. Which I think I said earlier is great for the spectators that aren't able to be out on a boat.
So there's a Rough Justice sail on a light-colored hull. That boat is to windward of most of the fleet.
Good, yeah. All right, well, that's quite a gap between the
top
top 5.
Yep.
And then
2 boats back here.
quite another gap with the 2 in the back there. But, you know, as we slowly wrap it up for this 69th National Family Island Regatta, what are your thoughts on it while we wait for some more footage? Had a good time?
Too doggone windy.
Well,
Hey,
I
but
think if I can remember correctly, we can't do anything about that. So, which is a
Nothing we
great
can
thing. You know, I used to teach kids sailing, and the important part about sailing is that you teach these kids that you can't adjust the wind. You can't do anything about the wind. The only thing you can do is adjust your sails. And I take that for everything in life. It's so true, and it's so important to teach kids that too at such a young age. Like, okay, this is not. I'm in control. I can handle sort of.
With your junior sailing group, even if you're going to sail on a Saturday, for instance, even if it's a windy day, as long as it's not unsafe, you want your juniors out there sailing and practicing under heavy air conditions, because they're going to end up at a regatta like this where you have heavy air, and if they don't have any heavy air experience, they'll be in a tough
pickle.
spot.
Yeah. Absolutely.
Drone up there again.
Okay, so
fighting this wind. Skyborn says partners up the middle flying.
Yeah, thanks for that.
Lorenzo still watching in Nassau. Yes, man, it's been tough keeping up with which boat is flying whose sail.
Yeah, we apologize for that. We're doing our best, but talk about confusion. Gracious me. Well, we do know that the good news is still on the tack that they rounded the leeward mark.
Yep, they're still on the course.
They haven't tacked over yet, so they're still in our view. Good news. Yeah, I sailed on them with a few years ago. Stafford, do you remember that regatta? And I was sailing backwards. When
I do very well.
The winds were very, very shifty, and one minute you had a squall, and the next minute you have nothing but the tide. I was
what we call a drifter.
A drifter, yeah. We had all
right.
4 seasons.
On your screen there, on the left, we got 2 boats. On the far right, you got a 3rd boat. They'll converge soon on that windward marker. Right there at the top right of your screen.
And if everything has gone the same and there's been no major differences, it would be Tidal Wave in the lead, right? Tidal Wave is pretty much.
Let's see how they do around the windward marker.
But I'm saying they've been pretty much the lead boat. Well, no, it seems to be a dark hole.
Well, it's just because of this different sail numbers is what's thrown on.
Yeah.
Courageous has moved into the lead.
Okay.
Let's go, Courageous.
Wow.
Stefano Kemp on the tiller.
Kemp. Yeah, that happened out of our view here. Tell you, anything can happen. It ain't over till the fat lady sings.
Or
we got the
like
mark.
that.
We got the mark in view here.
Okay, now this is a starboard rounding. Doesn't appear so. It appears they're going to leave the marker to port, but let's see what happens when they get up there.
Yeah, I think that might be the marker on the top left there in between all those boats. There's a lot of chase boats out here today, which is great. You know, the spectators always give the... Oh, here it is. See, I can't hear her, so...
So it appears the boats will be taking the marker to port.
To port.
Lead boat swinging up into the wind, tacking over.
Which we've been told is
Courageous.
New Courageous. Okay. Last time we had him in sight, I think it was still Tidal Wave that was in the lead. Somebody, good news, looks like they're having a little difficulty with their sails right here. They might have gone into irons or something.
It's like just a poor attack to me.
Or poor attack, possibly.
Waiting for the drone coverage again. Here we go. Got your first and second place boats around the marker. And I may have miscounted. It appears that they're heading back downwind.
So this will be the finish then?
Well, if I understood the race committee correctly, this would be the finish, but it appears as though they're heading down to the leeward marker again and not over to the Regatta Park area. New Courageous holding on to the lead.
New Courageous, wow.
I think Tidal Wave in second. Silent Partner coming into the marker on third.
Do we know where Rough Justice is now then? Can you see that? Because we've got...
Look for the number 10.
We know the good news is back here. The Captain Jean has seemed to have held onto the same position. So. Okay, that's...
Courageous, clear, I'm sorry, Silent Partner, clear of the marker.
Okay, now I... I think good news from this point in, possibly. I mean,
Rough
they
Justice and Silent Partner. Third and fourth, perhaps. On the shout-outs, Leanne Harding, Courageous sailing a good race. Wowee.
Yeah. Yeah, they really are.
Brandon giving us an update on the points, speculating about how it may end up.
Well, to be honest, it's hard to do that because anything can happen. Like I said before, you know, in these races, equipment can fail or, you know, a bad tack. So it's hard to say, but at the moment, I think it definitely looks like good news is pulling out of the race here. Would you agree? They're directly in front of us.
Okay, so they are heading down towards the finish, which is supposed to be directly in front of the freight dock and the broadcast booth. I do see a yellow marker, but typically they'll have, okay, here's the finish line right over here, just off the stern of Captain Hammett.
Oh, perfect. Oh, great. Okay.
So the race committee is in position.
Yeah, I get a bird's eye view of the finish line here. Fantastic. Yeah.
So let's just confirm the first two boats there, Christy.
Yeah, I can't hear Christy, so if she's talking, you're going to have to just stop me.
Definitely see Silent Partner in third.
Well, while he's looking for that, it definitely looks like the good news has pulled out and is heading back to...
What were those positions? New Courage is holding on to the lead. Tidal Wave in second place.
I'd imagine
Silent Partner
Partners
coming along in third. Get that view back up. Drag race to the finish. New Courageous. Stefano wanting a win. We'll see them when they cross the finish line with the naked eye.
My guess, without knowing, I would say that would be Rough Justice and then Captain Jean. Now the good news is coming in.
Well, since they're out of our view right now, we don't have the drone up. Let's see how they finish. But New Courageous, we think, holding on to first place, followed closely by Tidal Wave out of Staniel Key and Silent Partner out of Black Point.
I think we're off air altogether.
lost our screen here, but it'll be back on shortly.
Oh, do you think we're still on the
Well,
voice?
we assume that we are.
Okay, let's just go and assume that we are then. Pardon? I can't. Yeah, that's off too. Yeah, that screen is. Well, if you can hear us, there's some major technical difficulty going on here, and unfortunately, we're not able to see the boats. But, you know, Stafford, I'm just going to assume that they can still hear us, so I'm going to keep my eye out
See
straight
the tops
ahead of
sails
us.
coming over the freight boats there. So they'll be on the finishing momentarily. Definitely good news out here in front, retiring and withdrawing from the race.
Yeah, too bad. Okay, we seem to be getting up here. Yeah, we're coming up to the finish line here. We've got the first boat, the top of the mast in view. We can't see the hull itself. And we've got our second boat in view from, again, between the two barges. We can't see the actual hull or the sails, but we just know that they're quite close to the finish line here, which is directly in front of us. I still can't see.
Folks, we apologize for the confusion as to which boat is which this afternoon. Several of the boats have borrowed sails and have the wrong number displayed for that boat. So we're doing our best here, getting info from the race committee as it becomes available. We'll give it to you. Coming up on the finish here, our first place boat. Have not been advised otherwise. New Courageous. Stefano Kemp on the tiller.
Well,
followed by Tidal Wave, Brooks Miller.
Yep, and here we're coming into view here.
Here we come.
Definitely
Get ready for the gun for the first place. The New Courageous. Tidal Wave hot in their heels, but too little too late. Silent Partner holding on to third. Watch for the smoke from the cannon.
And there it is. Wow,
There's
New Courageous, Stefano Kemp. Well done.
New Courageous, first place. Well
Great
done.
job.
Right behind him, Tidal Wave.
Tidal Wave.
Back in
Brooks
the
Miller.
regatta for after a few-year hiatus.
Yeah. and then-
Sailing well. Finished third place with a ripped sail on the first day of sailing.
Right, that was drama. Lots of drama. They did a good job keeping that all together.
Little gap between Tidal Wave and third place, Silent Partner.
Is it? Can we see? Oh, there we go. Yep, Silent Partner, Buzzy Roll, out of Black Point.
Black Point Exuma.
Yeah, Black Point.
Today's final A-Cup race, the Commonwealth Brewery Cup, sponsored by Commonwealth Brewery. Silent Partner, full speed, coming down through the finish line in third place.
Great. And there it is. Great. New Courageous, where are they from, Stafford? Where are they from?
New Courageous. I'm not 100% sure. I should know.
I want to say Acklands or...
Here we go. New
sorry.
Courageous, Stefano Kemp,
Ragged Island. Okay, Ragged Island, yeah. So Buzzy's gone through already, and here comes... This would be Rough
Fourth
Justice.
place, Rough Justice.
Yeah. Great to have that yellow line down the hull. You can
Skip
really
it by Josh Knowles out of Long
see it
Island.
easily.
Kind enough to loan one of their sails to the Tidal Wave.
Just waiting on Captain Gene, right? And
Fifth place should be Captain Gene.
Right.
There's a little bit of a gap there.
because of course Good News came in before the. We didn't hear about what happened to them. It's always a bummer when you get this close and you have equipment failure or something, you know. But you just move on and keep going.
Today's A-Class race, we had some position changes, but mainly because the commentators didn't have the correct information about borrowed sails and sail numbers.
We do apologize. We did our best. I think we did our best.
On the shout-outs, Brandon Flack, nice job, Tidal Wave. Congrats, Silent Partner, great regatta. Luna Love, good job, Silent Partner. Leanne Harding, Captain Lundy smiling down today. You bet he is, Leanne.
Yeah.
Rough Justice finished in 4th place, Luna. Waiting on the Captain Gene. waiting on the new legend.
With the CB.
All right, folks, we're going to wrap up our coverage of this A-Class race here. Special thanks to Commonwealth Brewery for sponsoring the Commonwealth Cup race, A-Class. Rhiannon, thanks very much for coming up to help me broadcast this A-Class race.
You're very welcome.
Really appreciate it.
It was difficult, but we did our...
Such is life.
Yes, absolutely. Such is life.
This is Captain Gene coming in down to the finish line now.
Yes.
All right, so we'll wrap up this A-Class coverage, take a short break, and get ready for the B-Class, which will be the finale. 25-5 right at the moment. Hopefully we'll get it in as soon as possible, and we can all go home and clean up and get ready for the presentation tonight.
All right.
Congratulations, Exuma, on the 69th National Family Island Regatta. BPL is pleased to partner with you at this historic occasion, and you know I'm an island girl at heart. As a matter of fact, we're my boat bike. Congratulations to the Commodore and all of the sailors, wishing you a successful event.
The road to progress is paved with purpose, and in Exuma, Bahamas Striping Group of Companies is leading the way. We're transforming communities with safer, smoother, and stronger roads. This isn't just infrastructure, it's empowerment, it's jobs, and it's a better future for Exumians. Bahamas Striping, we're paving the way forward.
Are you straight?
Bro, I ain't getting no service. I can't make no calls. I can't post nothing on my stories. I don't get it.
Wait, you on a live? Shad, come, let's fix that. Come. This one needs saving. Pour them over, please.
Say less. Sign up today. Enjoy 5 gigs on us with select prepaid plans when you port your number to Alive, or 3 months free Alive fiber services when you port your landline.
So I'm standing here at the Islander B apparel tent that they've got set up here at the National Family Island Regatta here in Exuma. I'm standing here with this beautiful lady. I'm going to allow her to introduce herself. Islander B, they were a major sponsor in this year regatta and making all of this possible. And so introduce yourself to our viewers, and then also tell me a little bit about what you guys have to offer.
Okay, I'm Martha Wallace, and I'm the managing director of Janae's Uniform Center. But my daughter, I often say she takes after her father, and she loves the sailing. And she got on to Dallas and she said, listen, I want to do something. I guess she wanted to make a difference, especially, and I try to encourage her, as most young persons, sailing being now named the national sports. And if we can get more youngsters involved, I say hats off to them. So anyhow, Janae has designed her own Islander B brand. Of course, you know I'm Islander as well. But she said she's Islander B, and I'm proud of her that she was able to design these various designs, the mugs, the hats, the bags, also this year's National Family Island Regatta shirt. And she's doing an awesome job. I say come on down to the tent where you can get your primary sponsorship shirt, and you can be able to keep that because it has a very good quality, the rash guards this year. And I say thank you for allowing us to help out build the economy of Exuma.
Yes, thank you so much. As y'all can see, I've even got my shirt on. It's personalized, got my name on it and everything, the entire media team. And so we want to say a special thank you to you guys for all that you have done on behalf of Commodore Dallas. Just want to thank you again, and we hope we can partner with you guys more in the future.
Okay, I'm sorry Janae is not here, but I will tell her. But she's doing an awesome job, and
Yes,
she has a passion for sailing.
That's amazing. Really quickly, just give our viewers any contact information for those watching that they want to find out exactly where to find you guys on the site. What can I let them know?
Come on down to Janae's Uniform Center on Chesapeake Road. You'll find all of the Islander B products there. And our phone number is 376-9300. 394-8385. That's 394-8385. I was giving my cell phone number a minute ago, but 394-8385, Janae's Uniform Center on Chesapeake Road. You can find all of the Islander Bee products.
Perfect. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I hope I did okay.